Jörg-Andreas Krüger, welcome to the forum. I know you've just spoken to on the session on financing the transition. You are the president of NABU, and you have Nature, Biodiversity and Conservation Union. That is what you are all about. What did you hear today in the forum? What did you say to the forum? So what voices were loud in the debate this morning?
Yeah, thank you for that. Good question. I mean, it was really interesting. I mean, we heard a lot in the morning about the changes around the globe and at the political level, and that we are all looking for orientation. And what we have discussed a little bit is the final report of the strategic dialogue, the North Star for us to orientate. And from my point of view, that it is the case. I mean, we had a similar process in Germany as well. I have been part of that organization. And we came up with quite similar results. That means all the stakeholders agree in principle about the direction and the goals. And so that is then a good fundament, and we have cross-checked it now. Nothing changed. So the outcomes of the reports are still right in a good direction, and it's not depending so much on the US against China and Russia and all these other things which we have around the globe. And that is a good news.
So it is, because we've talked about the fears of the reality of the geopolitical tectonic plates moving at the moment.
Yes.
Of course, we always talk about nature-based solutions. So you're saying that that direction of travel is there. We talk about being climate smart and nature positive. How does it translate when we think about how farmers are struggling? How does that sense of orientation focus them? Because disorientation has very much been a focus, particularly for farmers.
And I can completely understand some frustration on the farms. And coming from a farmland family, I have all the discussions in my private surroundings as well. So what I think is important is that we bring the key objectives of the European Union politics together with the money and the budget. And we're talking about that since decades. And it's really so, again, but I mean, maybe this is the man on the moon moment for us, to really bring that together, to remind us, that is a complex systematic change, and we have to put bureaucracy away from the farms, and we have to go away from subsidies coming to payments for ecosystem services. Farms are producing food, they are producing fresh water, good soil quality, biodiversity, landscapes, and many, many other aspects. And there is no market and no price-building model at the market for all these on-top results of farming. And that means going away from the direct payments and coming to these payment systems like we have it today in the second pillar. That is one important way. And for me, always important to mention is as well, we hear a lot about productivity, food security, competitiveness. And many people say this and mean direct payments. And that is the wrong way. I mean, when we have the discussion about neediness of farmers, then we are entering the area of agricultural social politics. That is important as well. That is task for the member states. We in Germany, we have systems for the retirement schemes of farmers, for the health system of farmers, but it's not part of the cap. That is for me very important.
So is your voice getting through to the politicians and the policy levers that you feel should be pulled? And is the forum important to raise your voice in this debate?
That is why we are here active on the forum. It is the best place to be active in Brussels, to have the ear of the Commission and of the politicians. Could be always more, for sure. But I mean, yes, that is a good place, and I'm sure that they hear the messages.
So your man on the moon moment then, you talked about that earlier, and we had a NASA astronaut speak and open the conference today, the forum, with an inspirational talk. So where do you see next moves? As a call to action from NABU, what would you say to Brussels and the bureaucracy that's here?
Yeah, to Brussels is really work on the phasing out of the direct payments within the next budget framework until 2034, and develop more the payments for ecosystem services, give more freedom to the member states. I mean, agriculture between south of Spain and north of Scandinavia is very different, and the sustainability challenges are different as well. And so it's better to have the programmatic part closer to the ground, but you have the goals, the sustainability goals on the high level at the European Union, and go away from bureaucracy. There are benchmarking systems out in the world. There are standards, there are certification systems. Learn from that, and let's go to a point where we can come with remote sensing and with other indicators which are measured with techniques and not with on-farm controls every 4 or 5 months.
Cause for optimism then? Do you feel that there is that true north, that route through?
Yes, it is, and I mean, that's very important as well. I mean, we have so many news around the globe at the moment which are really concerning. But at the end, we have the pressure of climate change, we have the pressure of the situation on the farms, we have the food security issues, so the pressure brings us really back to the focus, back to the task, and we have the instruments, we know the concepts. Yes, I'm quite optimistic.
Thank you, Jörg-Andreas. Thank you for joining us today at the forum.
Thank you for inviting me.